A few years ago, I was walking in a shopping center and I was stopped by somebody who was doing a promotion. And this promotion was for the NSRI, the National Sea Rescue Institute. And they said, would I subscribe to their newsletter? I said, okay, go ahead, 50 Rand a month. It was a charitable donation. So every month I receive the newsletter of the NSRI. And it's actually quite incredible, the work that they do out there. They save people from dams, from floods, from seas. If there are any ships that are in trouble along the coast of South Africa, they're the first ones there. And they are involved in saving life on a daily basis. And this reminded me of a mitzvah that we have in this week's parasha, Parashat Kedoshim, where the Torah says, Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. You may not stand by idly by the blood of your brother. What does this mean? The Talmud gives an obvious example. You're walking along a river, you're on the riverbank, and there you see somebody who is drowning, God forbid, in the river. Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. You're not allowed to stand by idly on the blood of your brother while your brother or sister are drowning. You have to jump into the river and you have to save them. This is, of course, one of the greatest mitzvot in the Torah, pikuach nefesh, to save a life. The Talmud goes a step further, and it says it's not only speaking about a person's physical body and health, but even about their possessions. So that if you see somebody's possession about to be damaged and you can do something about it and you don't, you have transgressed this prohibition. Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. You have stood by idly while your friends, while your neighbors' possessions are being destroyed. So, for example, you see a person's car about to be hijacked or burgled, and you can do something about it, you must stop it, and then you would have fulfilled this commandment. And it goes even a step further. Not only saving their body, not only saving their money, but even their reputation. If you can see that you can help a person's reputation, and you don't do it, and you don't stand up for their honor, you have also stood by idly on the blood of your brother. The Chofetz Chaim, that great sage of Lithuania, who wrote an incredible encyclopedia about the laws of gossip and slander, he uses this verse for something very, very interesting. Of course, we know that you are not allowed to slander a person, you're not allowed to gossip against somebody, you're not allowed to say something negative about a person, even if it's true. However, asks the Chofetz Chaim, what about if you have negative information about a person that can save another person? And he gives a number of examples. You know that a certain couple have become engaged, but you know that one of the sides of that couple, that engaged couple, has got a serious problem. Perhaps they're a criminal. Perhaps they're an abusive person. And you can do something about it, and yet you don't reveal that information. You have stood by idly on the blood of your brother. Similarly, when two people are going into a business partnership, you know about it, and you know that one of those sides is a complete ganef, is a crook, and he's going to take advantage, financial advantage of his brother, and you don't reveal that information, then again, you have transgressed this prohibition. Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. You have stood by idly while the blood, or in this case, the possessions of your brother are going to be damaged. You have an obligation. And it goes so far, explains the contemporary rabbis, that even if the information was told to you in confidence, you are obligated to reveal that information over to that person to protect them. And that's really what the NSRI and other institutions are doing. For example, Hatzolah, which is a worldwide network of Jewish ambulances, they are there to make sure that when a person is in danger, that their life is not lost or their property is not lost. They're out there to save people. But this brings us to an interesting question. The Torah obligates us to make an effort to save a person's life or a person's property. But what if it'll endanger us? What if it'll put us in danger? So yes, you're walking past the river and you see somebody drowning, or you're walking past the sea and somebody's drowning, and you could jump in and save that person, but you yourself might drown. Are you allowed to do it? And this is a question that is discussed amongst the great halachic authorities. The general view is you are not obligated to do so. You're not obligated to endanger yourself to save another life, because in that case, both lives may be lost. But the question is, may you do it? Are you allowed to do it? And indeed, some of the great authorities, including Rav Moshe Feinstein, one of the great halachic authorities of the 20th century, says that you may do it. You may put yourself into danger to save another person's life. And in fact, it would be a meritorious thing to do. And one example, and in fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's the example that he's speaking about, is where a person wants to donate a kidney to another person. There's a family member who's in desperate need of a kidney. They can't continue on dialysis. You are a match for that person. Well, taking a kidney out of your body is a dangerous thing. It involves an operation, and now you're going to be living with one less kidney. Are you allowed to do it? Well, you're not obligated to do it, but you certainly may do it if the doctors decide that you're a candidate. And if you do such a thing, it's a complete merit. You have saved another person's life. So this is perhaps one of the overarching mitzvot of Judaism, pikuach nefesh. Nothing comes before life. We value life. Life is the most important thing. And therefore the Torah says that if another person's body, if another person's money, if another person's reputation is on the line, lo talmud al dam recha. Do not stand by idly on the blood of your brother. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.